out there run back then. It's like a snow tournament. Never went to that. They used to have quite the parties for that too.
Well, Tom would certainly know about that.
I've never drunk a beer in my life.
I know.
Multiple, maybe.
Yeah, I'm glad we differentiated.
What team is the white one?
Wyoming.
I was pumped up, man.
Jackson Hole. No. Wyoming's white. But they're Jackson Hole. No. I wish there was a Boulder Cheyenne. It is. They have wild guys out. They got a lot of wild guys out there.
Come down and play with us in Boulder.
I was playing with Fort Collins.
Okay.
How far is it? But it's
Cheyenne, about 90 miles. We're a Division I team in a Division II situation because of Glendale and the Barbos and that Western Premier thing last year.
what's the isn't there like a Pacific League or something like that?
Yeah.
Backward!
Doing a lot of realignments of central part of the country as well.
Well, it isn't so much it was a realignment in Colorado as it was. There were 5 D1 teams: Highlanders, Boulder, Barbos, the Dinglewitzes, Glendale, and then Highlanders stepped back, and the other D1 team, whose name escapes me, so there was just the 3, and the Barbos and Glendale are at a different level than Boulder was at. Boulder, what you've seen here today was, we can play like that most of the time. And, you know, I'm prejudiced. I've played there for 40 years. But it's a good, solid side. Now, I'm going to get this squared away here in a minute. And as the other thing said for Boulder, what have you seen here today? The first side, the second side, and they're combining CU and Boulder for the summer. And then an old boys side and a ladies side. So, what we have done is incorporate the entire, all the rugby in town, including the youth programs, into one 401c3. I've played with Boulder since '77, and we have been real good. We've been indifferent. We're decent and coming back right now. And it will and yeah, I know Cheyenne's 90 miles away, but
one thing that's
your other
quite different between Fort Collins and my club back home is the support of old boys. Back home there's a lot of support.
yeah.
I mean, there's almost no boys teams worth of players or old boys at our games supporting the active side, you know.
And that's about what we're doing in Boulder. The difference.
We send our old boys do the golden oldies every other year.
Well, there's Boulder doesn't go to the golden oldies. We don't like it. We go overseas every other year. So 3 weeks ago right now, I was in Alaska. That was our overseas trip.
But I mean, like the golden oldies, like this year that's in Argentina.
Yeah.
They'll go to that. They did me and her actually when we come to they have like that rugby carnival, old boys, vintage rugby. I don't know if you heard of that. That was in Hawaii 2 years ago. That was pretty fun.
Well, yeah. Boulder went to the old golden oldies when it was in Vancouver, and we just decided we wanted to play rugby instead of touch. And if you watch the old boys out here today, but this year we were in Alaska. 2 years ago we were in Switzerland and Germany and Luxembourg. 2 years before that we were in Spain. 2 years before that we were in Chile. Before that we were in the Low Countries. And one was in Eastern Europe, Budapest and places like that there.
Yeah, there's certain, definitely different levels for the old boys.
Yeah, and you're not...
The one back in my hometown, the one that we sent out, the old barking dogs, they're social. Social old boys, not so much competitive. But there are some guys that can still play, that's for sure.
Well, we have the whole gamut. And we pick up tourists with us, guys who have lived and moved away, guys that have, you know, like every year we go up to Aspen, enter a couple different old boys sides, and have won at our age groups a couple of times. But we have guys, a couple from Long Island and 2 brothers. One lives in Milwaukee, one lives in Moscow, Idaho now, but they tour with us. So the young kids are competitive and getting better. They'll have a new coach in the fall after 5 years, and I don't yet know who it's going to be. I know who I think I'd like to have it be.
Rugby out this way is a lot more dense and it's a bigger culture in Colorado than it is back at Iowa.
Well, the guy that was sitting right here, retired national fan.
Yeah, he was talking to me after that one game.
There's 7 more in Colorado, national panel reps, of the 16 in the country. And about 2/3 of them are homegrown.
How far down does the youth rugby go?
6.
That's so awesome.
What are you doing in Cheyenne?
She's Air Force. I was disappointed when I heard they didn't have a men's club.
They did for a little while, but it was mostly people from the Air Force Base, and it didn't, well, you know, there's so much coming and going that they couldn't field a side. And Casper had a team at one point, and Riverton.
Colorado, I'm like, 10 miles from Colorado. Just figured they would have one.
Yeah.
Back in Iowa, there's some towns with just like a couple thousand people that, you know, just a small farmer town, and they'll have a club. So I went to another state, and it's the capital, and I'm like, well, they'll have a club. Nothing.
Yeah, a hell of a lot more people live in Iowa than live in Wyoming. Or should I rephrase that? There's a hell of a lot more people that live in Metro Des Moines than live in Wyoming.
Des Moines got good rugby going on, and they're working it down through the ages. But even in Iowa, high school rugby is still in metro areas are just getting going. Des Moines has a bunch of high school teams, but like Mason City, my hometown, we're like 26,000 people, and we're still in high school going there.
Well, we started the high school program here in '84, and at least 30 boys programs and 15 to 20 that I'm aware of. And I'm not around it as much as I used to be.
It's great.
Which probably has a lot to do with the fact that I live in the mountains.
I'll take credit for
Okay. Try awarded, bring it back to the middle. If I'm going to sit here and record 3 or 4 games, you need to understand I am going to sit.
Boulder is just a tiny bit west of...
Basically, it's 30 miles northwest of downtown Denver. Literally northwest, and it's right against the mountains. The town itself has 90,000 plus or minus, but it's in essence all part of the metropolitan area, except Boulder is a little, you'll hear it referred to as the Kingdom of Boulder. A little liberal enclave surrounded by green spaces, do-gooders, and so forth.
There's a handful of people from my hometown. We're in high school when I was that live in Boulder, actually. They say nothing but good things about it. They love it out there.
It's a great place to live. It's not the best place to find work.
No, actually, but I haven't lived here. Braves jersey. It's my birthday. You guys
Fine. Pet.
Thank you.
20 away, 20 roll it.
Yeah. Yeah.
White.
Adam plays maybe referees.
Yeah,
Colorado sent referees up to like University of Wyoming and whatnot.
They started from. Oh, so they were still.
Yes and no.
They were like a George Mason.
Those appointments are done differently than they used to be, and I don't know how it is. But with so many top-level reps, they're always going off doing different collegiate games and stuff. So our refs are all over.
I'm a level 3. I haven't rapped anything else personally.
When I started,
I thought it'd be alright. I don't know. The referee situation in Colorado is great. I just don't know if they're...
You know, I don't know how they do it.
yeah, when I played, we always, I forget, we were
Because in the last year or so, it has just become a serious clusterfuck as best I can figure. And I don't have an answer. The Referee Society per se says we're in the business of refereeing and you can contract with us and we provide the refs. We have enough that basically we send a team of 3 to every game.
That's awesome.
Not completely, but by and large. Okay, that ends that.